everyone, so today I'm going to be showing you how to make this panda painting. This is what the end result will be, and I'll show you exactly how to get there step by step. The first thing we're going to do is take all our materials out of our kit. So we're going to have our wood base that already has a sketch on it, and then all our materials as well. So the first thing we're going to do is stain our piece. That's going to give us the color of the background of the wood. So our wipe is in here, and we're going to use this burnt sienna color. What we're going to do is just take our wipe, just an extra just in case, dip it a little bit into this color, and start to spread it on the piece. Same direction as the wood. And it's not going to smudge the design of the panda that's already there. It doesn't really matter how the stain looks on the part that we're going to paint over. We really just want it to look nice for the background, but the reason we do the whole thing is so that when we put the color on, there's an even base that we're working with. So pretty much as soon as you're finished applying this, it will be dry, which means we can continue right on to the next step. So since we aren't working on a canvas, we're working on wood, the white part of the panda, we're gonna have to paint a couple times to make sure that we have it be opaque, really solid white. So the first thing I'm gonna do right now is start painting the head white. You don't need a ton of paint for this because we're going to go over it again, and thinner coats are going to dry faster so that we can keep working. So that first coat is gonna dry pretty quick, and then we can go back with a second coat. So the white is super bright and thick and solid. Also, if you cover up any lines, like I painted over them here, or if you go outside of the lines a little bit, that's totally fine because we're gonna paint each section of this, so you'll be able to clean that up a little bit. So now that we're all set with the white, we can move on to the green. That's going to be the bamboo that our panda's holding. So I'm going to take a clean brush and we can start to mix the colors. So we're going to use 4 different greens for the bamboo section. I'm going to start off with putting some of this color in a couple sections, just a little bit in the last one. Oh, my apologies. It's actually going to be 4 sections with the green. Now I'm going to take some of this dark green and mix it with this one. And that's going to be our darkest shadow that we're going to use. We don't need to make too much of each color. We can always make more. So that is our darkest green. Now I'm going to wash off my brush. Our middle green is just going to be right from the bottle. We're not going to change it at all. But for the lighter shades, we're going to add yellow. For the very lightest, you're going to add a good bit of yellow. For the second lightest, it'll be about half yellow, half green. Now we have our 4 different greens. I'm going to start by taking this one, our second darkest, the one that we didn't mix anything else with, and I'm going to start painting this bamboo and just fill in the whole shape that was already here. Once again, we're going to let this dry for a little bit and then do a second coat. If you got out of the lines a little bit here and there, that's totally fine because we're going to paint all the background of the panda's body around it. So now I'm going to use a brush that's a little bit smaller than the one I was just using. I'm going to take my really dark green, and the first thing I'm going to do is make lines where the lines were originally drawn, and that's the little breaking points in the bamboo. I'm going to let that dry for a sec and take our base green from before, and I'm going to start painting in the shape of the leaves. Now I'm going to take that smaller brush again, pretty small brush. I'm going to use the darkest color again. I'm going to go over these lines here. I'm also going to start to fill in the bottom area of the bamboo with the darker color. And this is just going to make a shadow. Again, you might have to do this a couple times for it to be really solid. Okay, we're also going to use that dark color on the leaves. Same sort of thing, just put it to make a shadow. Doesn't have to be anywhere exact on the leaves. Now we're going to take our second lightest green and use it the same shape we made here, but on the top of the bamboo, because the light would be hitting it there. And again, we can use that color on the leaves. Pretty much anywhere you didn't use the dark, you can put this one, totally up to you. So we're gonna leave the bamboo alone for now. I know that we didn't use this light green yet. We will get there, but that's more color we're gonna use for finishing touches. So now we're gonna move on to filling in the ears, the area around the eyes, and the nose. So what I'm gonna do is take a bigger brush, and I'm gonna use the black and the white. And we'll swirl this around. I will be mixing, it's gonna be half black and half white. Okay, mix that up. So with this gray color, I'm gonna start filling in the ears. This color should be pretty thick, so you probably don't have to do 2 coats. Okay, now I'm gonna use a smaller brush, and this gray color is what we're gonna use to outline the mouth and the chin here. So you should still be able to see the lines underneath the white, hopefully. So just gonna trace what's already there. So now I'm gonna take a clean brush and just some black. And what I'm gonna do is use this to put some like fluffy furriness in the ears and shading in the eyes. And just kind of like bouncing it on. The ears will probably still be wet, so this should kind of mix itself right in. Same with the other ear. I'm gonna do the same thing in the eye area. Not on the whole thing, just on the top and bottom. If it gets a little bit out of the lines there, You can always go back with more gray and retrace the line if you want to. And do the same thing for the nose. Now I'm going to use just black. I'm going to paint in the circles for the eyes. So we're going to stop working on the face for now. I'm going to take my larger brush and I'm going to use the black and start painting in the panda's body. I'm going to leave some space around the top of the paw so I remember where it is, and then later we'll go back and do a highlight there. Once you're done doing a black all the way around, you can use your brush to make it look kind of furry on the edges since pandas are fluffy. Now on the area where we left white around the paw here and a couple other spots, I'm just going to take some gray and add it to the fur. The black is still wet, so it's kind of mixing itself right in, and what that's doing is giving us highlight. We can see where the paw is, and I'm going to do it up here on the shoulder as well. You could do that anywhere you just want to show a little bit of the texture of the fur. The next thing I'm going to do is take some white onto my palette and mix in a little bit of our gray that we already made. And with this super light gray, I'm just going to put some in the panda's face to look like fur. So we could do some on the chin, on these cheeks here. Could do some over on the sides as well. So now what I'm gonna do is take this really light green that we made a while ago, and I'm gonna use that to make some highlights on the bamboo. I'm going around the lines here, those really dark lines. I'm also going to make a line around the top a little bit, just for an extra highlight. I'm going to use that green as well on the leaves, the same sort of thing. And the very last thing we're going to do with a clean brush is take some of our white, and we're going to make a little shiny dot in each eye, and a little shine on the nose. Okay, and now you're all done with your panda. And if you have leftover paint, you can also remember there's all these sides you can paint as well. All right, thanks for painting with me.